Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to rock on with our celebrity panels here. We have met so many amazing people today from stage and screen, and this guest is going to be one of my favorites, I can just tell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the beautiful Amy Acker. Well, you look fabulous. How have you been enjoying Manchester so far?
Well, I've loved this. Is about all I've seen of it, but it's been lovely. Yeah, so many really nice people, and it's just been a great day.
They are a lovely bunch of people. Now, will you get a chance this trip to see anything other than, other than, you know, the hotel, the venue? Will you get a chance to explore while you're in the UK?
I've been lucky to be in Europe for the past 2 weeks, but I'm only here for the day, and then going to London tonight. My daughter is with me here, and she's a dancer, and she's doing a dance program, so I'm taking her for that.
Yes. Well, I just told Amy backstage, I said I was lightly stalking your Instagram, and I did see that by the way, you have to be following her on Instagram. You're so nice to share some of your travels and what you're up to. We love to see that sort of behind the scenes stuff. But you were just in Amsterdam. How was that?
It was great. Yeah, I had a lot of alone time and got to discover the city on my own. I'd never been there before, and I have a couple of friends who are filming a television show in Greece, so I got to go down and see them for a few days, and yeah, it's been good.
Those are good friends to have. You can just go to see in Greece while you're here. Do you make it a point when you are at different Comic Cons to actually see some of the culture?
That's usually my favorite part, is trying to get to go to cities that I haven't been to before. And actually leading up to this, everyone that I said I was coming here, they're like, Manchester's the new hot city, you need to go there. So I was really disappointed. I was only here for the day. I'll have to come back just as a tourist.
And everyone that's come to Amy's table, come give her some recommendations of the cool things to see next time she's back. But I will say that the fans here have been so polite. What's the fan interaction been like for you? And what have they told you is some of the favorite work that you've done?
Gosh, everyone has just been lovely. And it seems like there's a good mix of fans, some Angel fans and some Person of Interest fans. And let's see, I feel like there was someone who had a random thing, but I can't remember what it was.
We just talked about Angel because we love to ask people, and I'll ask you in a minute kind of what you were a fan of. And we just had Pearl Mackie up here, and she was talking about how much she loved Buffy and Angel. So, you know, it reaches so many lives. As you can see, it's reached a lot of people in the UK that love that sort of fantasy escapism. What was it about Angel that you think has lasted so long? Because I interview a lot of the Buffy cast and Angel. Everyone's amazing, they're always really lovely, but they have a really loyal fan base. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think the writing on the show was great, and it just feels like, even though, I mean, I watch it and some of it looks dated, I guess, but it still feels like all the themes and everything is so relevant, and I feel like so many shows after that point were kind of modeled after it, so it feels like the original in a sense of, like, not that there weren't other vampire shows, but there's something about Angel that feels like it like sparked a new way of doing television.
And it's lasted generations, really. Like, you know, people of all ages come up and talk to us about Buffy and Angel to this day, so it's something that's endured for sure. What are you a fan of, though? Because we love to ask this, because it's just exciting for us to see celebrities, then they go, oh, you know, I fan out for this, or I'm a huge Star Wars person. What are you a fan of in terms of TV and film?
Gosh, I love a good, like, post-apocalyptic anything. So, I loved, like, Station 19, Why Is the Last Man, like anything where it's like the end of the world and you're traipsing through all dirty, and, you know, The Last of Us, all of those are kind of my favorites. Right now, I don't know, when in Amsterdam, my daughter just randomly decided that we would start binge watching The Good Doctor. So I guess I'm a fan of that vicariously now. I never had seen that show, but I love The Bear. There's so many.
Now you mentioned The Last of Us. Who's seen The Last of Us? Okay, it's so good, but I made the mistake of watching it on a plane and was terrified. I would have walked out, but I couldn't because I was on a plane. What did you think of the series? And did you watch a lot of it? Did you finish it?
Yeah, I loved it. Can't wait for the next one. And Fallout, I just watched that. I loved that one too. So yeah, there's so much good TV.
What do you think? There is a lot of good TV, but people have very polarizing opinions on streaming services. And for example, when a show comes out and they just put the entire season out, we have a series here, season in America. Gosh, I'm turning British. I just said series. Been here too long. You know, when they put a full season out, you can just binge the whole thing. Do you prefer that, or would you rather it come out week by week so there's no spoilers?
I don't mind either way. I like having something to look forward to, for sure. Yeah, I think I like that.
Because then you get the spoilers, and that's annoying. Yeah. If you guys are joining us for the first time here in the panels, who's here for the first time? I'm saying hello, hi, there's a few of you. If you'd like to ask a question, we have a microphone right in the middle here. Don't be shy. Come on up, introduce yourself, and you can ask anything you'd like. As long as it's kept fun and light and respectful, we love that. Well, in terms of what people are watching nowadays, whether it's, you know, sci-fi, escapism, fantasy, what genre sort of speaks to you the most as a person watching TV and film?
I think I just kind of like all the genre stuff in general. I love like fantasy, escapism, any of that. But sci-fi too. I think I like all of it.
That's good. I love to ask this question. We ask this question a lot after COVID. Not to bring up that sadness, but what is your comfort show? Because everyone seems to have a show where it's like you could watch it a million times. Like mine's Superstore, right? It's fun, it's silly. What are you watching when you want to just chill out, relax, and it's comforting to you?
I think I like Veep.
Veep is so good.
It's just fun and makes me laugh, and I could watch it a bunch.
Now, if you're talking about Veep with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I'm looking at some of the younger people might not know who Julia Louis-Dreyfus is. Were you a Seinfeld fan before?
I mean, I watched it. I haven't seen like every episode. I probably should go back and dig in.
I just love the idea of a female president. Just going to throw that out there. Hey-o. Did you have a question, sir? Or I can tell you're just enjoying your beverage. Come on up. I need to get a little taller.
I was just curious to know whether you've seen Michael Emerson in Evil, whether that's affected your relationship.
Relationship with Mike Levinson.
Emerson, Finch?
It's Finch.
Yeah.
Yes. What was the rest? I'm sorry, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, we can't really hear too well today, so I think it's a lot of echo.
Oh.
There you go.
There's a character Michael Emerson plays.
On Fallout.
No, in Evil.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen it?
I've seen a couple of Evil.
I can't look at it again, and I wondered whether it's affected your relationship.
Maybe I shouldn't watch anymore. But he was in, did you see the part he had in Fallout? That I was like, this is very reminiscent of another show that I've seen. So, Michael's the best. It would be hard not to love him no matter what he does on TV.
Hi Amy.
Hi.
Hiya. I just wanted to ask what your experience was like working on Dollhouse and how it was different to working on Angel, because obviously both shows were with Joss, and what your experience was like working on Dollhouse, because I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I love Dollhouse. I feel like if Dollhouse had come out now, it probably would have had it would have been on for many more seasons. Felt like it was a little bit ahead of its time there with everything. But I don't know, this is probably a story no one cares about. But the one big change that I noticed from like being on Angel to being on Dollhouse is that on Angel it was like we were all like, felt like we were like all kids together, and then on Dollhouse there was like the young kids and then the grown-ups, and I was like, oh, I'm a grown-up now. So that was the biggest change, that I was like, wait, I'm not the kid anymore. But it was a great show.
Hiya.
Hello, Amy.
Hi.
I'm Steve.
Yes.
This is not about POI or Angel, so it's a random.
Okay.
Tell me about Conman. How much fun was Conman to film? And how come Alan Tudyk gets to do all the really sexy scenes with you?
I have to tell you, I love Con Man. And if anyone, we're all at a Comic-Con right now, if you've been to 1 or 1,000 Comic-Cons, you have to watch it. So good. Great question.
Yeah. It was a blast. I mean, it's like, it was just so fun. Alan is hilarious, first of all, and just wrote such fun things, and then the environment of shooting it, it really did feel like he basically set up a con and we were there shooting it, and the sex scenes were all my request. I just got lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Just one more, going on to another show with Alias.
Yes.
Was that good to do? When you did the fight scene, was that really on an oil rig?
Was it really what?
On an oil rig, when you had the
Oh,
fight
yes,
scene?
yeah. Yeah, Alias was great. I had auditioned for Alias. I got a call back for Alias, and I had to go one day. I had a break in scenes from Angel, but I was in my Illyria makeup, and we shot at Paramount, and my callback was at Disney across town. So I had to drive across town in my Illyria makeup, like on the streets, and I did my callback for Alias as Illyria, which was very funny. But it was such a good group, and like Drew Goddard, who had been on Angel, was over there, and a lot of people that I've continued to work with afterwards it was just such a great group of people. And the oil rig was, yes, it was out off of the coast of like Santa Barbara, and you know, it's one of those things when, as an actor, everybody around you is like, they're like, this is very dangerous. You have to wear a life jacket at all times. You need to wear like a helmet and all of this stuff. And then they're like, except for you guys, do a fight scene on the slippery oil jacket stuff. So it was cool. It was also a little bit scary. It was good.
You look really good in a wetsuit, by the way.
I have to ask who's on your shirt. Who is that? Is it you? He's got an Amy Acker tropical Hawaiian print shirt that deserves a round of applause because that is like personalized cosplay. That is tremendous. I love that. Hi there.
Hi.
I was just wondering what it was like playing a character like Fred and then change it to Illyria.
It was, I mean, I feel very lucky that I got to play these two drastically different parts, and I feel like it kind of set me up for the rest of my career. I've gotten to play a lot of parts where you think that I'm one person and then turn out to be another, and so that I really enjoy doing that. So I'm so grateful that on Angel I had the ability to play these two parts. But it was interesting because everyone knew me so much as Fred, and Fred is very much more my personality. And then when I showed up as Illyria, like none of my friends were talking to me, and I was like, oh, they must just think I'm terrible in this part, or I was like, I don't know, no one likes me anymore. And at the end of the week, one of the camera guys just said, sorry, we haven't spoken to you all week. We're all really scared of you now. So I was like, I guess that's a good compliment.
Hi there.
Hi, Amy.
Yes.
Really down if that's easier. Sure.
I'm small.
Oh my God, you're fine. Pull it. Yeah.
That'd be fine.
It's like you're in concert now. There we go.
I begin. Anyway, so in your mind's eye, what happens after the season finale of Angel? Like, in your ideal world, what happens?
Well, it's hard to say because Joss had told us kind of what season 6 was going to be in his mind, so I think I just naturally have that as my. But he had said it was going to be kind of like broken up, almost like different like mobster type families running Los Angeles, I guess. I don't know. And so I just imagined like being in some Sopranos type version of Angel. I don't know what it was. But yeah, Illyria, initially, Fred, I was only going to be Illyria for a few episodes, and then Fred was going to come back. But during those few episodes, we got canceled, so we just decided to keep it Illyria till the end. So it would have been, in my mind, there would have been a lot more like back and forth between Fred and Illyria.
Do you have an idea of how you'd like it to go at the end? What's your ideal scenario? I feel like you have an idea.
I just want them all to be happy.
Say again?
I just want them all to be happy and smiling.
You want them all to be happy.
They've been through so much.
Everyone has to go.
Yeah, I really did go through a lot. I like that ending. That's a great ending.
Hi.
Hi.
So I know I spoke to you about your angel, but I was really surprised to see you turn up in Once Upon a Time as a fairy.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was it like playing a fairy instead of a god?
It was so much fun. I loved that part. I wish there was several times where we tried to work it out to get to come back on the show, and I was so disappointed it never quite happened.
I was really disappointed not to see you come back. How's that love story?
I know.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
It was really fun. I mean, I loved that it was like still actiony, like getting to do all the flying, and I love that I got to be like so clumsy, and it was great.
Yeah. Was there a lot? I imagine a lot of green screen. So I imagine the work was all.
No, most of my stuff was on a green screen, like all of the fairy stuff at least.
Yeah, exactly. So trying to figure out what's around you, how to interact.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Thank you.
If I can ask and expound upon that, what is it like working with so much green screen area? I mean, is it distracting? Is it harder than working
I
with
guess
really?
I don't mind it too much. I mean, I've been on a set, but I wasn't acting in it. Now it seems like they like project stuff on there, and it feels so that would be cool to get to experience that instead of green screen. But I think especially with Angel, like it was like we were putting on prosthetic, like everything was really like tactile. There wasn't like CGI and stuff, and so that was nice to get to do that. And then the green screen just sort of felt like you had so much as long as you have like the person there. I can't imagine what it's like to do the green screen when it's like just nobody. But maybe there's always
I see people filming like Marvel and stuff now, and there's like no one there. It's just green. You.
Yeah, exactly.
Hiya.
Hi, my name's Philip. I've got a question.
Yeah.
When you first got into television, was there some of the things that surprised you or caught you off guard about that?
It's an interesting question. I mean, I don't know that I knew enough to know what to be surprised about, I guess. When I was in college, I had worked in Dallas, where I went to school, on this show called Wishbone. And did you ever
Love Wishbone. Give it a goog.
But it had very much like a theater camp vibe. Like there was the people who were in the real world, and then there was like a kind of troupe of actors that were rotated parts in the fantasy world. And so that wasn't like it was TV, but it also felt like we were doing plays and stuff, you know, it was really fun. And then I think just from going to school for theater, where, you know, in theater school, they'll let you play like an 80-year-old woman, and, you know, it's like, there's all 20-year-olds, so you're playing all, I think the good thing I had coming out of that was I was like, oh, sure, I can play any part, you know, like, and then shortly after, I'm like, would read a thing and I'd be like, I'll never get that, like, that's that person, but it was, so I think that was kind of the thing that came on quick from TV, like, oh, you play this kind of part, or, which I've always tried to fight against, but it was,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah, we do talk to a lot of actors about being typecast and sort of how do they play against that. You know, some people, Michael Ironside was just here talking about being a villain in everything, and then he's always seen as the villain. What would you say is your, maybe a genre or a type of acting you haven't done you'd like to do? That people would go, oh, I can't see you doing that, but you'd like to do it.
I mean, whenever I like read like the sexy, like that, but I don't think I want, that's not like I want to do that, but I'm always like, well, that's not me, I'm the weird girl, or the evil girl, I like to be that. But so, I don't know, I do feel lucky that I don't necessarily feel like I've been typecast, like I've gotten to do a pretty big variety of things, but I would love to do like a period piece or something, that's something I haven't, other than on Wishbone, gotten to do, so yeah.
Everyone's going to go home and you're going to Google Wishbone. You are welcome, you can thank us later. It is awesome. So we would love to ask too, because, you know, there's a lot of heroes and villains and, you know, Marvel films and all these genres. What's more fun to play, the good girl or the bad girl?
I mean, I feel like everyone says the bad girl, right? It's kind of true though, yeah.
What does that say about us?
I don't know. It's good to get it out of your system, I guess. Yeah.
We do have a lot of people that come to Comic-Cons and they're aspiring directors, a lot of aspiring actors come here, they're going to film school.
Yeah.
If there happened to be anyone watching here or later on YouTube, what would you give them advice for? Like, what would you try to instill in them if they want to get into the entertainment industry?
Gosh, I feel like I still need this advice. So. You know, I think especially now with all of the stuff you have access to, like, you have to be able to fulfill yourself creatively on your own, so making your own things, and, you know, which I need to do more of, but, you know, finding other outlets, as it's hard, you know, you don't want to rely just on getting a job or something. So I think it's really creating opportunities for yourself and finding ways to feel like you're being creative. Like sometimes I cook a lot or something, like that's a way for me to not get depressed when I don't have auditions or don't have a job. So that's always the hardest part, is the downtime, because once you're working, it's great.
They say that they sort of overthink for themselves when they're out of, you know, they're in between projects, I should say.
Yeah.
We mentioned your Instagram earlier, and you do have a lot of great cooking things on your Instagram. But talking about somebody wanting to be an actor, how do you kind of navigate the world of social media? Do you think it's helpful for fans to kind of see a more human side of you? And when you're working, do you find that it's kind of a nice tool to promote what you're doing as well?
I mean, I would definitely not say I'm good at social media. Like, it doesn't come easy for me, and I, you know, usually realize as I'm eating like the last bite of something, I'm like, oh, I should have taken a picture of that. But then I'm like, I don't know if anyone cares or not. But it does seem like, maybe not for people my age, but for younger people, I've definitely heard people say, like, we want someone with this many followers, and it seems unfortunate that that's part of it to me. I think more for what you're saying about promoting work is nice, like, and for me personally, I just like it because I do like to have that connection with fans, and one of my friends here who I've met through Instagram, a bunch of girls, and yesterday when we were in Amsterdam, there's some fans who have an Instagram fan site. We got to have lunch, and you know, it's nice to just have that tool to connect with people and to get to, you know people who are always so nice when you meet them here, and then you're like, well, that was so fun, and now I won't see them again. And then sometimes they pop up online, and it's like really happy.
Yeah, it's like if you're the celebrity, it's like, oh, I know you from Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's great to use it in a positive way. We were just talking to Pearl Mackey, again, who's an Angel fan, about using social media for a positive way. And again, if you're not following Amy Acker on Instagram, definitely do it, because we appreciate kind of those like little behind the scenes peeks for sure. Well, we know we've got a lot of fans here that want to get your photo, want to get your autograph. You know, you've got to get back to the area over there with all of our celebrities. But what are you looking forward to after Comic-Con Manchester? What's next? I know you're going to London.
Going to London.
Yes.
Well, my husband has been on Broadway. He's doing Little Shop of Horrors right now. Yeah. So I've been spending a lot of time in New York, but I'm kind of like in the mom role right now. We've been really lucky about alternating like who's busy. But I've been writing, and I just sold a script to Hallmark for a Christmas movie, so I'm hoping that gets made. That would be awesome. But
You can have an entire Comic-Con of people that are fans of Hallmark Christmas movies.
I think they do have
Who
that.
watches Hallmark? I know Hallmark's an American thing, but Hallmark Christmas movies are like an institution. So is writing and sort of behind the camera stuff something you want to do more of?
I mean, honestly, I just love, like I said, making things. I would be happy to be any part on a film set. I just love the collaboration and getting to work with people. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a writer, but I, have read so many scripts over the years, and I feel like it's something that I like to tell stories, and so I've been working at making that part of it, and I've been trying to direct some little things here and there, and
You've had such an amazing career, and as we said, so many different types of roles, and being behind the camera to me makes perfect sense because you're such a seasoned veteran, if I can say. Well, we are so appreciative that you would come all the way to Manchester to make your memories. Any final words for your beautiful Mancunian fans?
Thank you all so much for coming. I'm so happy to have been here and been invited. I really appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Acker, please show her a